I expect Goff to be the starter for the foreseeable future, and I wouldn't be shocked if they extended him. And you know what? In this version of reality, let's say Goff is playing very well, you're winning divisions, and you're winning playoff games. And Hendon Hooker is also a very good player. And he's shown some on-field, Goff missed a few games, 2-3 games like Jimmy Garoppolo played in place of Brady, and he balls out but with this offense. Maybe that's worth a second-round pick.
Right.
So there you go. You flip your third for a second in the future. Or Goff goes down. You have a competent backup. But by no means do I expect Hendon Hooker, with that pick, for the Lions to sit back in the front office and say, man, that's the guy. Time is ticking on Jared Goff. Right. I don't see it. But, and I think the only way Goff plays his way out of Detroit is exactly how I just said it.
Yeah.
Plays his way out of Detroit.
And
he's got to play really bad.
Yes, but at least now you have someone behind Goff. And Brad talked about that, too, yesterday, about they've been trying to upgrade the quarterback room for over a year. They weren't able to do it last year. It's the first quarterback this regime has drafted, so that means something. And for Hendon Hooker, who before his ACL injury was going to win the Heisman and probably would have been a late first-round pick, you got him in the third. So for value, it's extremely valuable. Whatever you think about Hendon Hooker or not, like he's a dude. Now, we'll see with the age. I mean, there's a lot of question marks you have with Hendon. But the big part to take away is he's a third-round pick. Like, there's little risk involved with this pick.
There's zero risk.
Now,
and there's only upside to this.
Ton of upside.
Zero, I'm going to be upset if Hendon Hooker flops or he isn't any good or he's a shit bat. Nothing. I'm not going to be mad about the pick. Not even 1%.
No, it's
zero
value.
risk.
Yeah, you got a guy who, if he didn't get hurt, would have been a late first. You got him in the third round.
What have Lions fans been bitching about for almost 2 years now? Linebackers and quarterback. Notably backup quarterback.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
You got a linebacker, the best one in my opinion in the draft. You would agree, obviously. And they got a quarterback that will back up once he's healthy. And I think that's great. And I don't care about Hendon Hooker's age because I spent a third-round pick on him, guys.
Yeah.
So,
right.
yeah, I don't think a third-round pick is telling Jared Goff the time's ticking here.
Patriots were doing this with Brady, and they ended up flipping a lot of those guys for assets, to your point. So at the worst-case scenario, even if Goff plays extremely well and you re-sign Goff, even having Hendon Hooker, like, there's still value. He's still a good player. So regardless, he has time to learn, time to rehab from his injury. I'm assuming that even this year, you assign somebody to be with Hendon Hooker, kind of like somebody was with Patrick Mahomes when he was in Kansas City, just coaching him. And it's still, there's a lot there, a lot of upside there.
If I may, I want to get to the chat now so we can start Q&A. Everybody stop dropping your questions. Before we get to them, though, I gotta talk about this dude. This is hilarious. Hooker. Wait, where's the comment? God damn it. It's somewhere here.
And I like the Hooker, by the way.
Hooker gets a pass on his age.
Okay.
Stetson Bennett gets trolled mercilessly for it. I'm going to play the race card here. All right? White boy Stetson Bennett is a decent college quarterback. Zero upside in the NFL.
Yeah.
He can't make NFL throws. Go look at the film. Hendon Hooker can make all the throws in the NFL.
Stetson's 5'10".
I'm not even going to acknowledge any slander on the Hendon Hooker pick. Given there's zero risk, it's a third-round pick, and I could care less. I think they walked away with very good players. A lot of upside. Brian Branch, obviously the highest value pick. If Hendon Hooker ends up being anything above an average quarterback, that's a home run pick alone. If Hendon Hooker turns out to be Jared Goff 2.0
on a rookie deal,
that alone is an A++ pick. Now, if he ends up being Teddy Bridgewater, if he ends up being 70% of Kirk Cousins, or he's a Ryan Tannehill, it's still like a B-, B grade.
It's a third rounder.
You're going to flip that for a third or even a second-round pick. Right. Jimmy Garoppolo, case in point. So...
And by the way, this is just this is a negotiation tactic for the Lions as well with Goff. Like, you're going to have to bring Goff to the table soon and at least negotiate something if you're interested. If not, you have Hendon Hooker. So at least the Lions now have some leverage, as in the past they did it. You had Sudfeld, and that's it. You got to get somebody behind Goff.
I'm going to the table in, a year and a half to talk with Jared Goff.
Yes.
Not even. Sooner than that, probably. Probably at the end of this year.
Yes.
I'm going to Jared. I'm saying you have a year left on your deal. and I got to put context in this, so let's talk about what I think happens this year. 9.5 win total. I haven't seen it adjust yet in Vegas. I expect them to win the division. I expect them to win 11 games. I expect them to host a home playoff game, which would be nice. First time ever in Ford Field. And what happens after that, I'm not really concerned. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But the point is, let's say the Lions have a successful season. Okay? Jared, you had a very good year. You just stood for 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yep.
We like the way you're playing. But Jared, we're not paying you Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert money. So here's our offer. We'll give you $42 million. We'll give you $40 million. And you know what, dude? If it's not good enough and you want to go test the market, be our guest.
Yeah, go ahead.
But we got a kid now just waiting. And we have no issue moving on because at the end of the year, we can save $25 million in cap space.
Right.
And we're going to be a very happy football team. Now, I don't think they'll be as direct. I don't think they'll be that rude to Jared. So excuse if I come off pretty damn rude. But the point is, I think both parties are going to understand. If Jared Goff is playing well, I do think the Lions are going to stick with him. But if Hendon Hooker, like I mentioned earlier, showing flashes of Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes behind closed doors, and Brad Holmes and the staff are really falling in love with him,
Right.
they'll move off Jared Goff without even getting to the table for a contract extension.
And you know what makes it even more interesting is Hendon Hooker is like the complete opposite of Jared Goff in terms of what he brings. Mobility, his deep ball, his strongest part of his, at least him playing quarterback. You talk about his mobility before the ACL injury, what he could do, like Brad Holmes, Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, they're chomping at the bits to see what Hendon Hooker can do. So again, he's 25, but still in the third round, still a ton of value there. And again, just to have a guy behind Goff on a rookie deal, that's important.